Hey guys, Kier here, and this time, as you can see by the title and what I'm showing on the screen, it is a tier list. And now I know it's not the most unique or groundbreaking idea, but I did want to do something different that I haven't done on the channel yet. And I don't know, this was the first thing that came to mind. So yeah, I have these 20 series that I'm gonna obviously rank, and I'm gonna rank them off of what I've seen from them. So like, for example, I haven't read the light novel for Violet Evergarden, so it's just gonna be the anime and ReZero, I haven't watched all of it, just a bit of the second season and first season, obviously. But yeah, if it does come to a series, I will mention what I've seen, so that I'm not like trying to say the whole series is bad, just what I watched or anything like that. But yeah, let's get straight into the tier list. So yeah, the first series I wanted to that I put here, I didn't really put them in order. I just really put a bunch of them in. Is Soso no Fireman, and I have seen some people like the series a lot. I personally, as I mentioned in the review, I don't think it's a bad series. I just don't think it does anything extraordinary. I find it like it's a normal isekai, but done a lot better with a lot better themes and all of that. So because of that, and also it's like the first one to show. So I'm gonna put it for B for now. It could go up, it could go down. It depends on like what I put as a B in all of these. But yeah, that's basically all for Sosuno Fireman. I am like 3 chapters behind or something. I don't remember, but yeah. As for Tower of God, I only watched the anime, only 12 episodes of the anime, or like whatever the anime length was. And honestly, it was pretty good. I saw a lot of people hate on it. The only thing I didn't like was the art style, but the story was pretty good in my opinion. The characters, they're pretty decent. The music was really good, like the opening and the ending. They were both like really good. I really enjoyed them. And I don't know. I was watching it at a time with like a lot of good anime coming out. So yeah, I think I'll put it at a C. I'll put it at a C for now. It could go up and could go down again. But yeah. As for Food Wars is a series that I find pretty special because one, in general, it's a pretty unique series. I can't think of another series that is a cooking manga or cooking anime. I've only watched the first, I think it was like 4 seasons or something. I heard the last season was really bad, so I didn't really want to ruin my enjoyment of the series by watching it. But yes, Food Wars is pretty special to me personally because I started cooking because of it a while ago, and I'm still cooking to like today. So it was really also really enjoyable. I really liked. First of all, the characters were great. Someone's really good protagonist. I already mentioned, but the story is unique. There are some like dumb ways of how they win the food battles or whatever, but I don't really mind too much. Especially considering the fact that how unique some of the dishes are. Like you really can't think that kind of thing up a lot of the time. So I really like appreciate and I really like the series. So because of that, I'll probably give it an A. I don't know if you'd consider it a new gen or not. I don't know when the manga came out. I just know the anime is pretty new gen, so that's why I'm putting it there. But yeah, as for Blue Lock and Beastars are probably the two series that I see get the most hate, and it's honestly the dumbest hate. Blue Lock's, I really only criticism I see of it is from people who haven't read it and just like complain about the dialogue, even though they haven't read it, which is kind of dumb, but it's whatever. I really like the series. It's got really good art. Uh, I haven't read another soccer manga, so I can't tell you like when it comes to soccer mangas if it's really good or not. I have seen one soccer anime, but that was a while ago. The characters it has a really good cast. Most of the characters are really entertaining. There are like one or two that are just like pretty boring overall, but they're not really like focused on. There are some like stuff I'm really interested in seeing, like when the I forgot what he was called, but like the guy that looks like Bakugo kinda, he got like eliminated or something one thing, and then he shows like a wild card. I don't know. I'm pretty interested in what's gonna happen with him. But as for that, I'll probably give the series an A as well. I'm not gonna, as it's a tier list, I'm not gonna say, like for example, if I like Blue Lock more than Food Wars or vice versa. I'm just gonna put them there. As for Haikyuu is definitely my top 10. It's one of my favorite series. Period. It's super like hype. It has a great cast. I watched the second core of, I think it was To the Top. I don't remember. I think it's around like, yeah, around the fourth season of To the Top. I watched it. It was great. I'm really just more excited for. I think it should be the next game. Yeah, the next game of where the season ended, which should but it's probably gonna be the best game in the series. Hopefully, it passes Karasuno versus Shiratorizawa, because that still stands as one of my favorite. I count it as an arc. You can count it as whatever you want it, but that's still one of my favorite arcs in anime and manga. Like period. It was super hype. Every episode was just great. It's got one of my favorite scenes in anime, which is Kishima's block. It was just phenomenal. Everything about that scene is great. The only complaint with the series could probably be the first season is pretty slow, so it's hard to get into. But aside from that, like the series is realistic. It's not like over pretentious or something. Like yes, Hinata sprinting across the court in like half a second is not the most realistic thing, but it's still grounded in reality, kind of. It's not like another series is like throwing space galaxies or something through like the volleyball court or whatever. You know what I mean? Like our system is like that, and I don't mind if they do that, but Haikyuu's pretty realistic in that aspect. And yeah, it's a great series. It'll really make anyone who watches it want to start volleyball. I've seen a few cases of that happening, and yeah, honestly, one of the more hype series I've ever experienced. So because of that, I'll put it in S tier, and it's probably gonna stay in S tier. It's not gonna move. But yeah, as for Seven Deadly Sins, I happily didn't watch the latest season or two. I don't remember. I really just watched until the season before the atrocity that was Meliodas versus Escanor. So I can't really call it a bad rating because the series before that was actually pretty decent. But knowing what does happen before, I can't put it in B. As I didn't see that, I can't put it in D either because I haven't really experienced anything of bad parts yet. I just know it is coming. So because of that, I'll put it in C tier for now. And it's probably gonna be C tier unless I find more stuff that I find C tier, and then I'll move down. As for Violet Evergarden, definitely one of the more beautiful anime I've seen. The animation is just beautiful. It's hard to find an anime that's better animated. Like there are some animes that like look cooler or like the animation's more fluid or whatever. But like when you just look at the visuals, it looks great. It looks better than real life on some scenes. Violet as a character is a pretty good female character, obviously. She's not my favorite. I definitely have others I like more, but she's up there. Probably top 5. Then again, there aren't that many series that have great female characters or anything, so it's not much. But the story was pretty interesting. I probably put it in B for now, mainly because I wasn't super invested in the series a lot. I just really liked the animation and everything. So I really just can't put it lower because of that. But yeah, as for my hero, Deku isn't the best protagonist, I'm not gonna lie. He has been pretty cool in the latest chapters. I did expect more, but I'm not gonna really complain. There is another character later on who, not in like the series, but in the series here, that is basically just a better Deku, which I'll mention later. But yeah, the cast is pretty good. Like it has some of my favorite villains in New Gen in general. Endeavor, I already made an analysis on him. He's a great side character. Hawks is good. Honestly has a really good cast. The only like part of the cast that is honestly pretty weak is like the UA students. I just feel like the heroes and the villains are much better compared to them. Especially the villains. I definitely think Horikoshi shines when it comes to making villains, right? Because he has Gentle Criminal, he has Shigaraki, he has Dabi, he has Stain. He's really good with antagonists. So, yeah, the art in the series is pretty good. The animation's stellar. Not stellar, it's really good as well, especially in the 4th season. I haven't watched anything of the 5th season. I'm just waiting for My Villain Academia to show up to actually start watching it. But yeah, as for that, I will probably put it in A tier. Oh, and by the way, when I have like an S, A, B, C, and D and all that, it's in relation to like new gens in general. It's not like I'm not saying, let's say Blue Lock is an A tier series in general, right? I'm just saying compared to other new gens, where am I putting it at, right? Because if not, almost nothing would be in S tier. Maybe just like Haikyuu and that's it. As for Orient though, right? If you watch my Orient review, you know I really liked it. It's not like my favorite series. I still like it a lot though, especially because of how it gives like a similar vibe to Magi and everything in that aspect, especially since it's the same author. But yeah, so because of that and everything surrounding the series, I will put it at an A tier for now. The manga covers are beautiful. Probably some of my favorite I've seen, period. The only complaint is that the translators are the slowest thing in existence. So I don't know when we'll get more chapters. Hopefully soon though, because it's like a whole 2 volumes out that we just can't read because of the translators. But yeah, as for ReZero, while I may like joke around and call it mid when I'm talking to people, I actually liked like the first season a lot. The first season by itself, I'd probably give a B. I'd say B plus, but since there's no B, I'll just round up to an A. But the second season, I've been told it's better. I've only watched like 4 episodes. It's not my favorite season. It's still good. I do plan on watching it again. I've tried watching it like 3 times already, but I really want to watch the second season because I've been told it's just really, really good. And I just want to experience it, especially since I've been told. I think the next arc was supposed to be the best arc or something. That's what I'm hearing. So because of that, and also the music is also really good. I'll put it in. I'll put it in B for now. It'll probably be an A when I watch like second season or whatever. It's definitely at the top of B though. It's just that when I'm I can't. I don't really want to put in an A since there's so much I haven't seen and probably gonna be better. It could be an S tier by the time I finish it. I don't know. I just want to finish what I'm watching and I'll try watching it again and see how that goes. As for the next series is Solo Leveling, and honestly, Solo Leveling is, I really don't like the word, but it's probably the epitome of just like a me-ahead manga. The cast isn't that good, except for like Sung Jin Woo, but the story is honestly pretty interesting. It's just it's just a really hype series. I'm trying to keep up with it weekly, and like the chapters go by so quick. It's the only webtoon I've read, I think. So I do want to like get into more webtoons because of that. I heard Assassin's Creed was getting one, so I'll probably read that. But yeah, as for Solo Leveling, it's definitely top 15. So because of that, it's at least A. But I think I want to put it in S for new gens in general, since it's probably one of the better new gens out there. But yeah. As for Chainsaw Man, Chainsaw Man is just, I don't know what to say about Chainsaw Man. I made the video, but there's just so much about Chainsaw Man, and the more time goes on, the more I like it. Especially the more I like the characters, specifically like Makima Power and Denji. They're all great. I don't know what it is. It's just one of those series where it's just so chaotic, and I don't know. I don't know why. Like the more I think about it, the more I like it. It's not S tier though because I definitely like Solo Leveling, and they're pretty close. I don't want to put it on the same tier, but I'll put it at the top of A. It probably go up. I don't know yet. It's definitely like much better. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna put it S tier for now because I looked at the other series here. Like it's not on the same tier as Blue Lock. It's definitely better. So because of that, I can't really justify myself to put it in A tier when it's really not comparable. But yeah. As for Black Clover is I'm caught up with the manga. I stopped watching the anime. I don't remember when, but the anime at least has really good openings. I heard the animation got better too in the latest arc. I don't know. I haven't really watched it, but it's honestly it's a pretty decent series. A lot of the complaints it gets is Asta in general, and the series being very generic. I don't really find generic as a problem. I definitely prefer the series was unique, but I don't find generic as just an instant negative. The only thing is like Tawata, I think is his name. Like he does copy other tropes a lot, but I think it's not like he tries to make the series unique. Right? If he was trying to make the series unique, and he still copied tropes, that's one thing. But I'm pretty sure he just wants to make a series that's like the generic shonen done well, and he's doing a good job of it. The Elf arc had really good like themes and everything about that. I'm pretty sure Nux Taku has a video on it. I don't remember what it's called, but it's about like the Elf arc and its references to the Roman Empire or something. I don't remember. But yeah, it's honestly, aside from that, I don't really find the series to be too great. But it's also not on the same tier as Violet Evergarden or ReZero, so I'll put it in C tier for now. Uh, yeah, it's a good series. It's probably only gonna go up since this arc is pretty good. But yeah, as for the next one, which is Doctor Stone, Doctor Stone, it has one of my favorite concepts in manga and anime, like, period. I remember like the month before it came out, even though I hadn't read the manga or known anything about it, I just liked the concept so much of them being basically in not in prehistoric times, but they might as well be, right? And it being a combination of that and science. At the time, it just I really loved it. I really wanted the series to be something like that, and Doctor Stone was just perfect for that. Um, as I said, one of my favorite aspects. Boichi does a phenomenal job on the art. It's not as good as his art on Sunken Rock, but at the same time, I'm pretty sure Sunken Rock was a monthly and Doctor Stone is a weekly, and he still does. Like, I don't understand how it's a weekly with how good the art is and how many spreads he gets a week. It's not the best weekly art though. Tokyo Ghoul takes that, but it's definitely up there for best weekly art. The cast is pretty good as well. Senku's pretty decent. Chrome's good. Tsukasa's good. This latest arc I'm pretty sure it's on its end. I'm just happy that this series is taking like its time with stuff. I don't really want it to be too rushed because I don't think there's another series similar to it. And I don't know. I find it's like a specific type of enjoyment with it. I don't know. It's not like I enjoy like I do Solo Leveling, where it's just pure hype. I really like to see Senku and the gang triumph and everything that like has to do with that. So because of that and everything that it has to do, I'll put Doctor Stone at like a B tier for now. Actually, you know what? A tier. Mainly because I enjoyed the same as other series in A tier. Obviously, like My Hero and Orient. Not my favorite series in A tier, but it's definitely up there. It's a very, I'll probably put it like a Long Chainsaw Man when it comes to a series I'd give to someone who's burnt out. It's not as fast paced as Chainsaw Man. I definitely think, for the most part, except in some sequences, like in the beginning of this arc, that it takes its time. That's not a slow burner, but it's pretty satisfying. I don't think, at least to my knowledge, that it does any like masterful theme. I could be wrong, but I don't really pay attention to themes a lot of the times. I just enjoy the series. But there is probably some theme I just don't really notice that it just does greatly. But yeah, the way that they use science in the series is great, and I just love that about the series, how unique it is, and the fact that it's done by Boichi. But yeah, as for Kaguya-sama Love is War, the series, it's probably I think is one of the only slice of life mangas that I read. I watched more anime ones, but as for mangas, it's one of the only ones. It's also the only rom-com manga, I believe, that I've read. And it's pretty good. It's very comedic. It has a really good cast, especially for new gen. The romance is pretty interesting. The art is, especially later on, is pretty good. I don't really have any complaints about it except for the art in the beginning, which wasn't bad. I just did not like the art style. So I think, and also we're approaching the last arc, which I hope it becomes the best arc so far. I think it was the Culture Festival was my favorite arc. It just like paid off a lot. Ice Kaguya was pretty good, but definitely Culture Festival. It had a lot of build up and a lot of payoff, so I definitely appreciate that about the series. As for Beastars though, Beastars, as you saw on, I think it was my last review, um, it's just great. I don't think there's a lot of like aspects that it doesn't do good in. I already talked about it before, so I'm not gonna really spend too much time on it like I did with Doctor Stone and some other series. But the art's also good. There's only much I didn't mention, so I'll put it at the top of the A. I don't want to put it in S because I'm starting to see how full S is. But it's definitely top 15, I'd say. I'd have to think about that. As for the snooze fest that is Fire Force, that's easily a D tier. I only watched the first season of the anime, mainly 'cause that's all I need to watch. I struggle to watch the episodes. I really only watched it to watch Shinra versus his brother, and that was the most overrated thing I've watched in a while. I slept through it like twice. Um, and I remember like the week it came out, people were hyping it up so much. I'm like, okay, it's gotta be a good fight, and it's at least gonna last at least like I don't know 5 minutes. But the problem is the fight first of all didn't last 2 minutes, and it was just like I didn't feel any attachment to any of the characters. The only thing the series has going for it is the art, not the art, the animation, and the music, and that's just basically David Productions. That's not even the series. Um, is the second season any better? I really don't know, and I don't care to know. If you're somehow a Fire Force fan, which I've never met one, I don't think they exist. But if you are one, I'm not sorry. It's just not a good series. But yeah. As for the Promised Neverland, oh, it's probably my least favorite new gen. Actually, that goes to Boruto, which I forgot to put on the tier list. I'll see if I remember to put it later. But Boruto is probably also in D tier. As for the Promised Neverland, the Promised Neverland is an easy, solid. I've only watched the first season, so that's why it's not lower. A B tier, probably in the middle of B. The first season, it did everything great. The cast was entertaining. It doesn't really do anything groundbreaking, except the story is a great thriller. It's very what you call it. You can get very attached to the cast. Also you get very easily invested in the series, which is probably its main the best part about it. Um, the music is great. Like the opening was really good. I heard the second season was horrible. So, because I don't want to dislike the series as a whole, I won't watch it. I might read the manga eventually, but I see no point, as it wasn't even A tier before that. But I'll have to see. I was hoping when I'm pretty sure they mentioned that the author was gonna be on the second season, like helping with it, even though he changed it. I was hoping it would be better, like he fixed any mistakes he didn't like. Apparently he didn't. So as for that, I'll put it in B tier. If I did actually care about what I heard from the thing, I'd probably put it also in D tier, just because of how bad I heard the second season was. But since I don't really know anything about the second season, I'm gonna put it in B for now. As for God of High School, somehow I didn't sleep through this one. I dropped it like 3 or 4 episodes in. And I don't even blame the series, right? It's not even the series' fault. It's just like the production. Like, yes, the opening was it was probably a very controversial opening. I didn't mind it. I thought it was pretty decent. The first episode was pretty good, but everything after, man, like the series was so rushed. I heard they adapted like 110, 130 chapters in like 12 episodes. I've never heard of something that rushed. Like they try to get us attached to a character because they were getting married or something in like the second or third episode. That's like the most dumb thing I've ever watched. I don't blame if you're a fan of the series, it's probably a good series. Like the webtoon is probably good, because I know nothing can be good if you rush it to like 110 chapters, and like 10 chapters an episode. I don't think anything can do that well unless your episodes are like an hour long. So I don't really blame them for it, but it's definitely in D tier. As I mentioned, I dropped it in the third thing. If the only thing you're looking for is fights and literally nothing else, just pretty fights, just don't even watch the series. Just look up best fights on YouTube or something, or just look up the fights in the series on YouTube. And even then, if you wanted to read something, Solo Leveling is just a better version of watching something for the fights. But it has everything. It has everything that the anime for God of High School does, but better, except the fact that it's not animated. But yeah. As for the Tokyo Revengers, I did hint at it before when I mentioned my hero. Takemichi is just a better Deku. He's a better crybaby hero. The series' art is great. I've already made a video on it, but this series, the last I think it was 5 chapters, has just been going off. Takemichi is now my second favorite character in the series. Only thing that's still passing him is Chifuyu. But if he continues to be that good, then he might be Chifuyu. I'm not sure though. I'll put him in B tier. He's definitely like not B tier, A tier. He's definitely like higher A tier though. Not definitely not like in the lower end. There's no. It's not like this is an order. I'm not saying it's better than Food Wars, Blue Lock, and all that. I'm just in like it's more like an A plus than it is a solid A. It's a strong A. But yeah, that's yeah, it's basically it. If I did add Boruto, I'd have to make an own tier for it, because it was like the first manga I read, and I really just it made me not want to read manga because I thought all manga were like that. The first three mangas I read, I had two of them that I didn't like, so I don't know why I still read manga to this day with that kind of introduction. But yeah, I was told, oh yeah, Boruto is really good. Everything about that. You should definitely watch it, or not watch it, read it. I've read 30 of my least favorite chapters of anything I've ever read. Right, and I had to struggle through these. I'd spend like 2 days on a page sometimes, just how bored I was. Just because I was told it was really good on some parts. And then I dropped it, and then I started reading it again because I want to see like Boruto's transformation. I regret that mistake. Yeah, I really don't want to. I don't plan on catching up to the series ever again. Definitely it have its own tier. Since I forgot about the series, because I just looked at my mail and I forgot to place it. I just won't have it here. But as you see, I'll see. But as I've said, I'll probably put it in F tier. But yeah, that's it for the video. If you liked it, let me know what you thought down below. Remember to leave a comment, like, and subscribe. And before I go, the main thing I wanted to say before the video ended is that I just checked, and 68.3% of you are not subscribed. And I know a lot of you don't even get to this point, but if you have gotten to this point, please subscribe. It helps a lot. But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, let me know what you thought down below. Remember to leave a comment, like, and subscribe. And peace.